we wanted to talk a little bit about the weird stuff that we've kind of noticed as we've been watching these, because we are clearly from a Western country. We're American, and a lot of this stuff that we have noticed, like we've noticed patterns in the shows, obviously. I think
Well, at least for the romantic comedies, because Jen and I, we both mainly watch the romantic, the rom-coms, as opposed to
we're all about the rom-coms.
The melodramas.
Oh, no. I can't. If it's too much like a telenovela, I'm going to turn it off. Like, do you remember like Dallas and Dynasty from the 80s? Or old school General Hospital and stuff like that? I can't watch that stuff. Like, it's so bad. That's not going to happen. I will watch, especially the newer, the rom-coms, the ones that kind of poke fun at the old melodramas. Mm-hmm. That's where my heart lies. I especially like the ones that have crime, but that's, duh. I like the ones that have crime, murders, I love it, and supernatural elements.
I find it really funny how, for some Korean dramas, it has all of that in one. You have, for Oh My Ghost, you had the sci-fi fantasy,
yes.
Also the crime, also like the romantic comedy. Strong Girl to Bong Soon was like that too.
Yes,
like the sci-fi fantasy.
And clearly we are very much, but I watched Clean Passion for Now, and I enjoyed it. I took it for just, a generic rom-com. It was very funny, but it didn't have the crime, it didn't have the paranormal, and honestly, that's much more what I'm geared to. So currently, I'm watching Pinocchio on the app. I'm also watching Possessed, which is new on Netflix. So check that one out. That one's another one, paranormal stuff. What else? Oh, and we finally got to start watching Goblin. That is good. It's right up there with Wayugi for me.
Yeah.
So far, it's up there with Wayugi, which also known as a Korean Odyssey, whichever one. Again, 2 names.
Yeah, Goblin has another name too, but I can't remember what it was.
We just wanted to talk a little bit about the various patterns that we've noticed, and just hit you with some examples, because for us, when we watch shows, I don't know about you guys, but we talk through them constantly.
Right.
And we will pause the show just to laugh, because
we're like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Mystery KDrama 3000. But this is not new for us. We've been doing this for everything forever. We did this for Lord of the Rings. We did this for Star Wars. We do it for everything. People have gotten mad at us in theaters. So
that's why we don't go to the movies together anymore.
No, because unless it's like a fully empty theater, because I also do that with my husband. Which, thankfully, the people that were in the theater when we went and saw Endgame, thankfully they took it with a grain of salt, because they started laughing with us, which was priceless. I know there's going to be people out there that went, "How did you laugh at Endgame?" And I'm going to be like, "Because I expected it." I expected it. I did not go in. I went in thinking it was going to be a George R. R. Martin tribute, and it was. So, I wasn't surprised. And it had moments where I just blurted out whatever came into my head at that moment, and then people down there were only 4 other people in there with us. I did not feel bad. I do not feel guilty talking through anything. So, one of the big things that we have noticed, there are certain things that you can expect to see, especially in the rom-coms, okay? The first thing, of course, traditional rom-coms, even here in the U.S., this goes back many, many years. Good rom-com has to have a good meet-cute. Mm-hmm. The meet-cute is it brings your 2 leads together, okay? And more often than not, your romantic leads are going to start off, if not hating each other, strongly disliking each other.
Right.
At least in my, they're just not going to like each other. They're going to
the ones that we've watched so far.
Yeah, they're not going to like each other. For whatever reason, they're just going to rub each other the wrong way and just get on each other's nerves and argue a lot. No matter what it is. What are we watching? Oh, Goblin, right now. He just kind of pops up. She's celebrating her birthday. He just pops up and she's like, "Who are you? Why are you here? How'd you get here?" "It's my birthday. Give me a present." And he's like, "What? What?" And I'm just like, this is the best meet cute ever. Because she's 19 and she's like, "Did you bring me a present?" "Right. Here's my gift. I'll take it." That's a meet cute for you. Right there. So, what about the male lead, Nicole? There are 3 male leads that I've noticed. What's the first one?
What do you mean?
Is it ever going to be the rooftop perv?
No. Rooftop perv is always like the secondary. Because he was the secondary. There was a rooftop perv secondary, including with Passion for Now.
Love him.
Rooftop weirdo, and the celebrity on the street.
The celebrity I picked off the street. I love that guy.
And even though he doesn't live on a rooftop, sometimes he wears suits. But the judo dude from My Private Life. So you got
they're kind of bums.
Or you have the lead who's a director. The meme.
Yeah, the CEO. They're either going to be a CEO
or a director.
They're going to be famous in some way, like in Oh My Venus. He was famous because he was a famous
personal trainer.
Personal trainer to the stars and whatnot. Or you have the Chaebol. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Rich Sons.
The Rich Sons, yeah.
Right? So they're boys with, spoons in their mouths, silver spoons. So it's always going to be a guy that has a lot of privilege and they're real kind of douches to begin with. And you're going to hate them. You're literally going to be like, why?
But they're cute though. So
you kind of forgive that because they're good looking. Like I liked. Did you watch Legend of the Blue Sea?
That's it.
Okay, so as most of you know, Lee Min-ho, he's out. He's already signed a new deal. Yes. Okay, so even though he's rich, but he didn't grow up rich. Like he was in Legend of the Blue Sea, he was the kind of bastard son that ran away from home. But he's made himself rich by being a con artist. So, I mean, that's an interesting take on the rich kid, the rich D-bag to me. That's probably why I like Blue Sea so much, was because it was different. And I love the scene. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, it's always going to be some D-bag with privilege that's going to be your male lead. And that's going to be the main love interest. The nice guy, your second lead, if you're like me, you get a nasty case of second lead syndrome. I prefer the second leads in general, not always, but as a rule, I prefer the second leads. I think they're a lot of times, sometimes they're cuter or hotter, like just all that bag of chips, and like they're just better people because they've got the reality.
Because usually it seems as if the second lead actually has history. With
they're some type of friends,
right?
That like they've been hiding their
true feelings
for a while. I mean,
and like they know all of their secrets.
Yeah,
like in her private life, Yoongi knows all about Mise fangirling. And he feels that she should be with somebody who would love her.
I think that's why I like Yoongi, is because he reminds me of my husband. You hear that? I love Yoongi. Look, my husband's awesome, but he's not Yoongi. But like, I love him because he knows how weird she is, and he loves her for it. He loves her for it.
Like he loves her because he
loves her because she's weird. Yeah, and that's how I do. Like if you can't handle me at weird.
If you can't handle me at my Jeffrey Dahmer, you don't deserve me at my Ancient Aliens. I watch true crime all the time, and he thinks I'm gonna do something to him.
Be prepared.
No, I watch true crime because I was a criminal justice major. My degree is in criminal justice, so I watch things that interest me.
Well, for me, when I watch the true crime shows, for me, it's like studying. Like, okay, don't make that mistake. There's a show with in it from TVXQ, and the girl that he's the male lead. The female lead has split personalities. I forget what it's called. It's hysterical. But there's one scene where you find out that the crazy side of her crazy personality, is actually what kept her alive from being murdered by her previous boyfriend. And I'm like, that's right, bitch. Don't be apologetic. Pepper spray first. Ask questions later. Kick him over the side and don't feel guilty.
Politeness.
Exactly. Politeness. Thank you, MFM. We love you, Karen and Georgia. Anyway, let's get back on point. Female leads, they're usually broke. or they're like us, you know.
They're hardworking girls.
They are. They're independent, strong, working women.
Almost to a fault or like insanity, because John B from Boys Over Flowers, like, she had rich dude friends who were willing to let her live with them, but old girl was about to go live on the streets when her parents left, and like they had taken away the apartment. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no, man. I'd have been like, yeah, can I stay on your couch? Because, but I think that, again, that goes to the culture where, like, chicks can't live with dudes unless they're married, but whatever. I need a couch to surf on. I need a place to shit, shower, and do all my shit. As long as I got a place that you ain't gonna kick me out in the first 2 weeks, good on me. So yeah, they're usually either like middle class, hardworking, blue collar, or they're just poor. I think the exception to that would definitely be what's the one we're watching now? Her Private Life. Mm-hmm. She's an art. She's a curator. She's a curator. She's got her rooftop apartment, but she wants the rooftop apartment for the view. She can afford something better. She just doesn't want it. And I'm like, good girl. Save your money. Save it for the important stuff. You know? But the other thing is, like, there's a pattern with them in that they don't sacrifice themselves. Even though there are some things that I could critique, that I get irritated with, as far as, like, how these CEOs or whatever, these douchebags from the beginning, how they treat them from the start. Even though I have issues with that, the women in general they still try to be as independent as they can, and there's always that period of separation right before they actually get together and stay together.
Yeah, where
they go to fulfill.
There's like goes live her dream. Like,
exactly.
John D went to medical school.
Yes, she went to medical school with the other F4 boy.
And Oh My Ghost, the little girl, she went to become a chef herself.
Yes. Oh, and in Master's Son, she actually disappeared and tried to get her shit together. Did you watch Master's Son? Mm-hmm. Well, so it's similar premise, these ghosts, whatever. But like, she disappears because she doesn't want to be dependent on him, because every time she touches him, the ghosts go away. Mm-hmm. So she basically disappears in order to like learn how to live with her ability. And then she comes back, and of course they get together. So that's nice, at least. So I am happy to see some like strong chicks. That's nice to see. It's harder to find here without women being called like ball busters or bitches or whatever. Like,
usually, sometimes it seems in our TV shows that the women sacrifice themselves to be with the dudes.
Yeah, like, if you want to get married, you have to give up your career. Or if you want to get married, you have to be, or if you don't want to get married, that makes you a bad person. Or you're just not, you're not living up to your familial duty. Mm-hmm. And that's weird, because we're in the U.S. Like, you wouldn't think that was still a thing, but it is here, especially. Like, it's annoying, and it's really pushed on TV that women can't have both. They can't do family and. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. That's not my jam. That needs to stop. But we'll move on. The other thing I noticed is that, and I noticed this probably by the time I watched the third or fourth show, and I don't know what show it was, but I know I was on like episode 3 or 4, and they were getting kind of chummy, and I'm like, they haven't hugged, they haven't shown any physical affection, but when they hit the midway point, that's when they all finally start confessing, mm-hmm. and they finally have their first hug or their first kiss. So it has to hit like episode between 8 and 10. So whatever the midway point is in your show, that's when they're finally gonna confess to each other and whatever. Because don't expect a lot of what we would see, which is one-nighters and stuff like that, or making out on the first date. It's not gonna happen. Not in a K-drama.
At least not the ones we watch.
Well, I did watch one. I watched My Secret Romance, where in the first episode, at the very end, they get to banging. In the car! But that was only a 10-episode show. It was very short. It was only 10 episodes. I would say it was probably like a side show. Like it wasn't one of the main shows people watched because it's harder to find. And also like it was a one-nighter and then they fast forward to like 3 years later when they finally meet up again. But again, there's that separation where she goes on and lives her life and whatever. There's always our favorite, the irritated rich mom.
And sometimes she doesn't even have to be rich. You just have like the irritated mom, because like in her private life, her mom isn't rich, but she is irritated.
She constantly. She reminds me of me. Forever annoyed at her husband, like. Go polish your rocks.
Weird, polishing his rocks.
But he's smart about his rocks. Like he knows what he's talking about. He's like, this one is found here and this one is there and da da da. She just doesn't want to hear about it. It's like when he starts talking about his freaking his video games or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll fangirl over my things, you fanboy over your things, and there the twain shall meet. Right. I don't need to hear an hour-long story about what happened on your Twitch server today. I don't care. So yeah, there's not.
It doesn't even have to be like an annoyed mom. It's just like some annoyed lady. Like in Oh My Ghost, it was the shaman lady who was trying to.
Yes, there's some older woman that's just irritating.
Right.
Forever got sand in her crack. Like, she's just like. There's a lot of and I go.
Right.
but when it comes to like the CEOs and their moms, there's also those. So like you have the traditional old school melodramas, the moms that offer the money, and of course the girl is too good to take the money. Although in Secret Garden, when they switched bodies, he took the money and spent it.
She was like, and she was like, how does that make me look?
She had to explain to him, like, you just made me look like such a gold digging whore. Like, and I'm just like, nah, bitch, I'm taking the money too. I literally went, why wouldn't he take the money? I'd take the money and be like, I'm still gonna date your son. Like, I don't care. I mean, you can try to buy me off. Give me more. You're rich, you can afford it. I'm not leaving. I'll take the money and your kid. How about that? But that's, that's me. Because I'm a bitch. My favorite still. Smell. Yeah. What I like is in Blue Sea when, oh my God, what's the mermaid's name? You remember these names better than I do.
I can't recall her name right now.
Mermaid, okay, Gianna June, okay. So she's in the hospital, okay. She hurt her foot. She's in the hospital and she's watching all the drama.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And she's talking to the ladies in the bed next to her, and they're saying, "Watch, she's gonna offer her money, and then she's gonna throw the drink in her face." And da da da. And so when the mermaid meets Lee Min-ho's mom. She's like, are you going to throw water in my face? She keeps moving, like, the water glass away from her. Like, please don't throw water in my face. She's like, where's the money?
No, I think she met his brother. And, like, whenever there was water, she would drink it.
She would drink it.
So
I will say, that chick has a gift for, like very dry comedy. Very, like, she could be on Team Petty any day. She's got that dry wit that she plays. Like, I know the writers wrote it, but the way that she plays it is very on point. Mm-hmm. And like when she wouldn't let the chick into the house, and she was just like, she was standing at the gate, and she's just like, who are you? Why are you here? And she's like, I'm a friend of.
Like, I'm not supposed to let.
And she's like, I'm not supposed to let you in. And then she just drops the door. She just lets go, and old girl falls through the door, and she stands there and looks at her on the floor, and she's like, whatever. I laughed so hard at that. That was so petty, and I was just like, yeah, that's how to do it. So one thing you mentioned to me was in the last few years, especially because now they have the smartphones.
Yes, there's your product placement for Samsung.
Yes!
You get to learn about all the new Samsung phones with these new K-dramas.
My S8, it needs to be replaced. Thank you. Come on, October. I'll be getting that S10, trust. It works on me. I'll be like looking at the drinks like, what are you showing?
Like, oh, Samsung.
Look, I had to cover mine today. I can't show you product placement. But they also, like, now they go to bed and they're like, and then the things pop up on the screen. And so they're going to sleep while texting instead of talking. It's very cute. Oh, there's always going to the place after work and getting hammered.
Oh my gosh, whether it's company dinner,
yes,
or Norabang, or
yes,
just something, and people are
just getting hammered,
and really it's
real hammered.
It's not that strong.
No, not the ones in the green bottles, because we tried it. If you watched our first episode, we did try it. And that one, like, on a night like tonight, I would drink it.
Because they don't eat a lot of carbs before.
I don't know. It's because they're grilling, and so they're not soaking it up as well as they probably should be. But, like, yeah, so I'm just like, why are you guys getting this drunk in public?
Isn't that cute?
It's really not. There's nothing less
I guess they think it's cute, but it's not really.
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
cute to not have control of your faculties.
No, I mean, I've been there.
And tell all your secrets because you're drunk.
Yeah, no, I have been down that road. I still remember the times I've been super drunk. I actually remember that shit. I don't get blackout. I get real good memory. And I remember how embarrassed I was in the middle of it.
That's how I am.
I remember how embarrassed I am at the end of it. Like, to me, that's just not fun. No, I mean, I know I'm drinking right now, but no.
Especially if it's the dudes that are drunk. Like, even though the one...
Oh, no, but the strong girl one. That was funny. That was funny.
Another time that I liked the dudes got drunk. Oh my gosh. I just had it in my head. I can't remember.
The Witch's Romance one.
Yes, with her dad.
Yes, that was funny. Like sometimes when you see the boyfriend and the dad, or the two. So in the Witch's Romance, the two guys when it was the two BFFs and they're dating the other two women that are also friends, and like they get hammered together. It was so funny. But like I think the Strong Girl Do Bong Soon one. Did I say it right?
Strong Girl Do Bong Soon.
Do Bong Soon. Can't wrap my brain around this yet. I'll get there. But like that in the bar where they start like getting so close they're about to make out, I was just like, oh dear God, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because they were having basically a pissing contest over who could drink who under the table. She's still relatively sober, even though she drank more than they did. And she's like, what are y'all doing? And they're like laying on the pool table and cuddling up to each other. That was funny. Like, I don't care who you are, that's funny right there. That's priceless. I enjoyed that. But like, when you get to the point where when you get so drunk that somebody has to find you, pick up your phone, call someone in your call list to have them come and carry you back to your house.
A bit much.
That's too much. It's too much. It's just too much. Yeah. So there also has to be this one.
Oh, the shower scenes.
Always.
It is so funny that I can't remember what drama it was, but the guy she was wearing shorts because they were trying to show as much abs of his as possible, and they couldn't get down too far without showing.
A happy trail?
Right, so he was taking a shower while wearing shorts, and I'm like,
why? Who showers with showers? Do you shower with clothes on? I don't shower with clothes on.
Explain it like you do in all of your porns.
True that. Alternatively, equal representation. I'm just saying, if I gotta look at vaginas. If I don't look at all that, I better be looking at something else too. Alright, yeah, don't mind my notes. If I don't have notes, we're gonna go so off topic, it will be hours. Alright, we also, this is the one that you said.
Oh yeah, there's always they're laying in bed
By themselves.
By themselves, thinking about the person, whether they've had their kiss or not, or not even like a kiss, but like there might have been like a conversation or a phone
confession,
call,
something.
and like there's just, I guess it can be categorized as sexual frustration. And they're like up in the pillows, like and the kicking and
just
like
being ridiculous with the blankets, just like, and so not just clothed, but like head, like neck to ankle clothed, plus the comforter, and they're just like and I'm like, why are you wearing so many clothes in
they're
bed?
kicking their arms and their legs at the same time.
I still can't get around how many pieces of clothing these people wear. I can't, like, when I go to bed, I can't have anything near my neck. I need to be able to sleep. So for me, when I see somebody fully clothed in bed, I'm just like, why? This is your house. If ever there was a place to just let loose and hang out, this is it. Okay? Sweatpants down to your ankles in the middle of summer and a long sleeve t-shirt.
Especially since we know that air conditioning is not a high priority.
Exactly. I didn't even think about that. They don't. A lot of these places that they're living do not have air conditioning.
Air conditioning, and
they got fans.
They're terrified of keeping the fans on overnight. So,
just what are you planning on? Like, how do you sleep? Like, I can't sleep if I'm too hot or too cold. I cannot sleep. I can't. It's not going to happen. I will never sleep again. There's no way. I don't understand. But yes, they're always like kicking at the covers and like just acting crazy. And I'm like, don't you have a happy drawer next to your bed? It's me! If you're a girl, you know what I'm talking about. And some dudes. Okay? I'm just saying. Everybody's got one. Okay? I'm putting that out there. Let's see. We did this. That was part of the getting drunk. We talked about the period of separation when we talked about the female lead. So there has to be, close to the end of the show, there's going to be two big things that happen.
You're going to find out who somebody's mom is.
Yeah, we're going to find out the big secret. Okay, there's going to be a big secret that's going to be exposed. So there's three things. So number two, somebody's going to go to the hospital. Whether it's something major or not, they're going to go to the hospital. It's going to be right before the end of the show, and you're going to be like, oh, is this show going to turn into a tragedy? I can't watch it if it's a tragedy, because I don't watch tragedy. So somebody's going to end up in the hospital. It'll usually be like a car accident where they hit their head, maybe they break an arm. It's usually nothing major. I think the worst one I saw, which I think has been parodied quite a bit, is in Boys Over Flowers when he when he has amnesia, he gets temporary amnesia. And he's like, I don't know, this girl, like, every memory he has of John D is, like, gone. He starts to, like, date this other girl.
So
and
ridiculous.
It's just absolutely off the Shazam. And you're like, why? What did
and
we
that
do
was
this for?
that was melodramatic in a campy way, not melodramatic in just being
so
sad.
old school, 1980s, after school soap opera.
Right.
Mellow.
Marlena possessed by the devil and Days of Our Lives.
Still the best! That was still the best! That and Luke and Laura. Like how Luke...
well, actually, there was not only Luke and Laura in General Hospital, but there was an alien in General Hospital. And I'll just
There was an alien?
There was an alien!
Oh my
in General
god.
Hospital. And I'll just leave it at that. Boom, the 80s.
80s, early 90s. It was a rough time. Yeah, so it's gonna be soapy. But I watched not Touch Your Heart. There's another one where a guy gets the heart transplant. I forget what it's called. Beating Again. It's called Beating Again. The guy gets a heart transplant, and long story short, turns out to be the heart from her dead boyfriend. Anyway, so close to the end, of course, he gets in the heart, the medication stops working for the transplant. You know, the medication they give you so it doesn't reject, your body doesn't reject it. So he ends up going back to the hospital and is put under observation, and they make sure that it stops doing that, and they have to pump him full of more meds. And like, so she comes to visit him. I think it's the second to last episode. She comes to visit him, and he pretends like he's got amnesia. And I'm like, oh, do not do this to me. And then he's like, I'm just kidding. And I was like, you asshole. What the hell? Don't do that. Because I, as a viewer, am going to be pissed off if that happens again. Being destroyed, supernatural stuff. Oh, unnecessary extravagant gifts.
Yeah. My whole thing is I'm mad that the girl was turned down. That's just the greedy American me.
I'm with you.
Because I love receiving
If
gifts.
you give me a beautiful necklace, I'm not
I
going to
might not wear it, but I'm going to appreciate it.
I'll
and
put
be
it
like,
this
"Thank
way.
you."
So I got a gift right before I broke up with the previous boyfriend, right before I met my I got a gift for Valentine's Day, and then not 2 weeks later I died. And I kept it. I didn't give it back. I'm not going to give it back either. But that's because we're assholes. We're Americans.
But I love gifts.
Me too.
I love things.
I like shiny.
That's my love language, giving me things.
That's right. Give me everything. Give me everything and don't touch me. Especially in the heat. Alright, so somebody wants to give up someone. Like, so one or the other lead. Oh, the martyrdom is real.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to give you up because of X, Y, and Z. And you're just like,
That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China, but
it
whatever.
really doesn't. Oh, you don't feel comfortable. So like I said, I'm currently watching Pinocchio. So like this whole thing could be solved. She's like, if you don't feel comfortable getting revenge on my mom, we'll just break up. And I'm like, why? If your mom's a bitch and she deserves it, then oh fucking well, I don't give a shit. I don't think he gives a shit either, because he wants to see her go down just as much as you do. She ignored you for 13 years. Who cares? I'm like, that doesn't mean you guys gotta give up on each other. That's just dumb. That's so dumb. Don't give up on your person. Once you have your person, don't give up on your person. Don't be like, I'm just gonna give you up. I can't. That's stupid. It's annoying. Alright. So then, hold on, I go back. I have a lot of pages. Alright. One last thing. We need to talk about these fashion faux pas. And the fashion faux pas are for real. Like, they are bad.
I know we make fun about the whole turtleneck situation in South Korea.
I'm ready to
But
take scissors
to
these
be
people.
honest, I don't mind how they look on some dudes. And
Some
I
dudes.
don't know how I would act if I were to see just a Korean dude out in the wild showing off his neck so brazenly. Like, he has to.
Maybe it's because I don't like things around my neck. Like, you'll notice, if you watch our videos, I don't wear anything that comes past here because I don't like anything around my neck. If I wear a necklace, it has to come down to about the collarbone. I don't like things around my neck. So whenever I see a turtleneck, I just think, isn't that uncomfortable? Like, don't you feel like you just gotta tug at it? Unless it's a truly ugly turtleneck. Like in Blue Sea. What they put Minho in, oh my god. They put him in that, what was that, mohair sweater. Brightly colored mohair turtleneck. And I was just like, in no way is that attractive. The thing was 3 times bigger than his head. And I was just like if it's a fitted turtleneck, that's one thing. In a suit, that was okay. Like a goblin, that's fine. That doesn't bother me as much. But the ones that have that giant collar, it's like that thick.
Where they can hide snacks.
Like, for real, just like, I can dig my whole head in here. What the hell are you thinking? The design department, please get it together. We also have to talk about those boat shoes.
It's not the boat shoes per se.
Boat shoes can be worn without socks.
It's just the thought of them being sockless. I mean, they might be wearing socks. Like, they could be wearing liners, but
still. Or what's worse is you've got this beautifully put together suit, right? Then they have nice dress shoes, no socks. And you're like, and the pants do not hit the ankle. There's like that big of a gap, and you're like, why? You are 6'2". Wear a pair of pants that fits. I know that's a designer suit. You couldn't get it fitted to your body?
Maybe cropped is what's in right now. If you're from Korea and you're watching this, please let us know. Are cropped pants
a thing? Is this a thing?
I mean,
where it's okay to look like Michael Jackson?
Because crop pants were a thing for ladies, like in the early 2000s here in America. But
I mean, I'll wear crop pants, but I wear them 3/4 length, like all the way.
Like they're more like
capris. They're capris or pedal pushers, or they're like yoga pants and then they flare. But I'm not about this. Like, you're wearing a pair of pants and you've got this massive gap like that, and I'm just like, why? All right, then second leads and their tracksuits, or in Secret Garden, the main lead and his tracksuits.
Fucking
his glittery tracksuit. Look, it's made in Italy. Just look, it's made in Italy. Look, dude. First off, it's glittery. And it's a matching tracksuit. It's always matching. I have never worn sweats that matched.
I have.
I've never. Because I remember early aughts?
Yeah, early aughts when like the velour tracksuits.
Velour tracksuits.
All the rage.
Oh, and like you would have paint on the butt, and it's just like, what are you wearing? What are you doing? Like, I can't. Or it's even worse when the tracksuit is also a turtleneck tracksuit.
Or you mean because they have it zipping all the way up to the top?
All the way up. It goes over their face. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just, why? Why are you repeating our mistakes? We've already been down this road. Learn from us. I don't understand the excessive amounts of jewelry. So there might be a rival girl competing for the CEO or rich boy, right? And she's always dressed like she's about to go to the club. Number one, her outfit's going to be inappropriate for the middle of the day. Because, at noon we need to be dressed in club wear. And then the jewelry, like giant necklaces, earrings that are down to here for some unknown reason. Like, there's a time and place. And then the rings and the bracelets, and it's always the rich girl.
And you know this better than I do. I don't even know.
She is dressed inappropriately for the middle of the day. Just inappropriately. And you just look at it, and it's like they're trying too hard. And I'm like, man, you remind me of 2001. 1999 to 2001 was a rough patch. And I'm just like, what are they doing to their hair? And I can't. That is definitely one thing that got on my nerves. Especially in Secret Garden, the mean rich girl who ended up marrying the singer. Like, at first, when they first showed her, she was wearing way too much for the middle of the day. I was just like, why? What do you need these giant dynasty style earrings encrusted with crystal? It's too much. All right. I don't understand the current baggy clothing trend. And it's not just baggy. It's beyond baggy. It is.
It's like, and you got some of these dudes have on these K-dramas have nice
bodies,
fit bodies.
That you work hard for. Okay, let's put it out there. You guys work hard for this.
I mean, I hate it in America when I see a really skinny dude wearing pants and shirts that are too baggy. And it's because that American clothing is cut large because we're large people. Hello, but if you're a skinny dude, don't wear pants that you can fit another.
Your clothing. You should wear your clothing. It should not wear you. Okay. I just showed you the thing on Twitter. One of the dudes from BTS. He took a little snippet of himself in front of the mirror, wearing this nice white suit. If it was fitted, but no, it's literally 3 times his size. And I'm like, bruh, the suit just ate your entire body, okay? Mm-hmm. All that's showing now is your head. And I'm just like, you are too skinny for that. You can't wear that outfit. It looks like trash on you. Like, if it was fitted, it would look on point. Like, that's why I will say about the slightly older dramas, the ones that are about 10 years old now, at least the clothing fit.
Yeah.
At least the clothing was fit. Skinny jeans were looking good. It was on point. The shirts were fitted. The hair may have been a mistake.
I mean, because, the clothes fit, but dudes are definitely wearing, curlers when they were just chilling in their van.
At least, Goblin is from 2016. And at least in this one, like, they have some baggy, but they also have some fitted. So it's a nice combination of the two. So you have a little bit of fitted clothing, and then you might have a big coat over it, which is fine. Like, that works.
In her private life, Ryan Gould's clothes are too baggy.
His pants, did you notice? Did you notice his pants?
Did you notice that blue shirt that had the two big pockets? It was like windows on his chest.
Chest windows. No, I was distracted by the pants that were so wide leg they could be Jenkos. And I was like, I can tell he's got a nice body under there. The problem being, like, the shirt itself, like the button down is fine. The button down fits. But then you've got this big baggy coat like he's imitating Donald Trump. Stop. And then the pants that look like they're straight out of 1973. And I'm just like, the pants were like fitted to about the knee and then they flare. And I'm like, you're not wearing boots. In fact, you're wearing shoes, the nice business shoes with no socks. Why are you wearing flared pants? We need to come to a consensus on this. Like, are you going to do fitted or are you going to do 3 times your human size? It's like in Anastasia when they give her the dress and she's like, I think you can fit the entire Russian circus in here. And I was like, I think you can too. I saw, in Romance is a Bonus book. The main lead in that, she keeps wearing these shirts. They're not shirts. They're supposed to be shirt dresses, but they don't fit. So she's maybe 5'5", 5'6". She's this tiny, and she's wearing this thing that I could wear. At least wear a belt. Make it look like a dress. Wear a belt. Don't make it look like a sack. If you're gonna do the shirt dress, that's cool. I wish I could rock a shirt dress. I'm not built for it. But at least put a belt or something and just like kind of make it so it's like
it gives you a shape.
A shape that's not just a sack. Why wear a sack? I don't get it. So those are the big things that we've been noticing as we've been watching our dramas. Fashion choices, bad wigs and bad weaves. I thought, like, we know that over here the hair comes from there. So I don't understand.
Actually, the hair comes from India.
Oh, see. But I mean, like, if you watch Pinocchio, they put Lee Jong-suk in the worst wig I have ever seen. Hang on, I'm going to go like this. I'll put a picture here. It's bad. It's really bad. Or you'll see in Goblin, because these are what we're currently watching, in Goblin, I think it's, what's his name? Gong Yu? Yes. The Goblin dude.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
his real name.
Gong Yu. So they gave him a weave. It is clearly a weave because at least it stays in underneath, right? But like you can see where his natural hair ends. So they didn't blend it right to go with his historical costume. And it bugs me. It bothers me to like, I can't. I don't understand. Just don't. We need to have a chat. Like, your stylists need to come over here and study for a while, I think. It just, look, I'm not trying to question your art, but I am trying to question your taste. Remember yesterday when you guys came over to watch the show? I know Kennedy's falling asleep and you need to go home, but last thing. So yesterday, remember when we were watching the show and the two guys came to get the money?
Oh, yeah.
And she said, I swear, this is from the mouth of babe. She goes, are they Mexican? And my response was, no, honey, Tacky just knows no country of origin. It was just Tacky. And it was it was like the silk pattern shirts. The shiny silk pattern shirts. The button downs that, like, you know, gangsters from anywhere would wear. And you're just looking at it like, Tacky really truly knows no country border. Like, Tacky is Tacky no matter where you're at, and there are clear delineations and borders for that, and we just need to work on this. Like, can we please just come to a consensus on what's over the top and what's middle of the road and let's just burn it in a barrel next to the Han River, please? Because that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go and be like, bring your ugly clothes here now. Like, we're gonna hit the Bluesmobile from the Blues Brothers with a giant speaker on the top. Bring your ugly clothes down to the Han River for a fire. All right, it's late o'clock, and this little bug needs to go home and go to bed. Her mommy needs to go to bed. So we are going to say good night. Happy Memorial Day. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. I've been Jen.
I'm Nicole.
We're your original fan divas. Peace. We're out. Bye, guys.